By the end of this video, you'll have a setup where you can click a button in Attio and it sends your DocuSign agreements with a click of a button. What I like about this integration is it teaches us the basics of sending a HTTP request from Attio to Zapier. And what's cool is if we learn how to send HTTP requests, we can apply this to other workflows and send our data from Attio out to any other platform. Let's jump into the video. We'll head over to Attio and we will create a new workflow. So we'll click workflows on the left hand side and then on new workflow, let's give it a name such as Attio to DocuSign. Now the trigger I'm going to use is the record command, meaning when we click a button on a person, that will trigger the workflow. We could do it if, for example, a deal is moved to quote needed stage, but I like the flexibility of a record command. So we'll use record command and then on the object I'm going to choose people. Once we've created the record command trigger, the next block we want to use is the send HTTP request block. So if we scroll down on the right side, we can see underneath the utilities section, send HTTP request. On the method, we're going to choose post. What this means is when the workflow is triggered, Attio is just going to send a bunch of data out to Zapier. Right now, we can actually just leave this as it is, and I'm going to jump over to Zapier, where we want to create our workflow. Once we're here, let's click on trigger, and then we're going to choose webhooks. We can choose the trigger event, and this will be catch hook. We can leave the child key empty for now. Zapier will then say that we're listening. If we copy this URL, and then we jump back over to Attio, we can then paste in this URL here. When we trigger the workflow, it's going to send the data to this URL. On content type header, where it says selection option, we want to choose JSON. It's worth just remembering this format for when you write JSON payloads in the future. In the body, we're going to use a curly brackets. I'm going to write open speech marks, company underscore name, close speech marks, colon, and then if I choose insert variable, and then I click record, I can now do the company name. And then I can close my speech marks and do a comma. So what's happening here is we're defining the key value pair. Company name, we're going to associate to this variable. And when we click on insert variable, we can access any of this data. So if we wanted, we could send the first interaction to Zapier, the last LinkedIn message, the description, etc. And so in this case, I'm just going to send the company name, the person's email, and the person's full name. Once that's done, we've defined each of our key value pairings. We can go ahead and close the curly brackets. And then if we click publish workflow, we'll be able to test this out in Zapier. So I'm going to click on the run workflow button and then say Attio to DocuSign, jump back to Zapier, we click test trigger. Because we ran the workflow, it's sent the data to Zapier. And if I click on this request, it's now got the company name, the person's full name, and their email address. This is awesome. We can click continue with selected record. And I'm now going to choose DocuSign. On action event, I'm going to choose send envelope using template. And that's just the way that ATX has the agreement set up. I guess there are a whole bunch of different actions you could use here. So for now, I'm going to choose send envelope using template. Make sure your account's connected, and then on continue, we can choose the template ID. So I'm going to do two templates. The first one we'll do is the NDA. And let's go ahead and add in the other document that I'm going to send in the same workflow. So I'm going to send another envelope. And I'm just going to configure these like exactly the same. It's just pretty cool that you can send two agreements from one workflow. If we click on configure, this is now like where we can access the data that we sent out of Attio. So for example, on the email subject, you may put your company name and then the name of the company that you're sending the agreement to. So we could do a / and then we could choose the company name value that was provided to us from Attio. And then I could say, NDA here. In DocuSign, we have an interested party email. This is the email of a recipient. So I'm going to hit a / and then choose the person email that was again provided by Attio. And then on the interested party name, I'm going to hit / and then do company name. This looks pretty good. So if we click continue and then we click test step, then that will send the DocuSends to Jared. I'm just going to whiz through here and improve our branding a little bit because I realized that it was sending the standard DocuSign template. Our first live test case. Let's click run workflow on a person. And there we have it, one freshly baked DocuSign template. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Until then, I'll see you in the next episode.